Good afternoon. My name is Garza, and I'm going to explain my argument in favor of abortion. So, I'm going to answer some questions. There are 6 questions. And the first one is, what do you think about abortion, and do you consider abortion to be a cruel attempt against human life? I think that when we are talking about abortion, several criteria comes into play, including religious beliefs, women's rights, values, and the meaning of life. As believers, we thought that the only one who can give life and also take it away is God, and that the purpose of life is to serving God's designs. So in the other hand, there is the revolutionary side, the side who sees the human reality, the reality of a society that seeks to minimize the overpopulation. I think that women must have the right to decide about her own body. Women must have the right to decide to become mother in her own by her own decision, not pushed by the prejudice or the moral. So the other question is, do you consider there are justifiable reasons to commit abortion, and tell some of them if you are agree? I think there are several cases. There are teenage girls, there are indigenous girls, there are rape women and women who are abused by her own husbands, because that exists. Even if it's your husband, even if it's the person you love, there are men who obligate their wives to have sex without even if they don't want to. Uh, Even if you as a woman know that you need to use a condom to prevent pregnancy, we live in a macho society where men obligate the woman to don't use a condom because it doesn't feel the same. And it happens the same thing with teenager relationships, where girls are afraid to tell their boyfriends to use a condom because they think that he will leave them if they don't agree, or if they don't accept don't using a condom. So also we know that in schools we are taught about contraceptives, about TDS, about the consequences of having sex, but I think it's not enough to prevent teenage pregnancy, because there is a lack of sexual education in home. You know, also there are cases where, in the case of rape women, we know that if a rape woman arrives to the hospital, the protocol is to give her the post-day pill, but not all the women arrive to the hospital, because there are women who are abused, who are raped constantly by members or of her own family. So it's not as easy as arrive to the hospital and say I was raped by my uncle or something like that. So I think in that cases it is justifiable to commit the abortion. The third question is abortion an effective solution to avoid overpopulation? Yes. From a cold point of view, I think yes, because the result of all of this is to bring to the world a child who will live in precarious conditions, a child who will not be given the necessary resources to live a life, who will not be given the resources of health, education, development, and food. So I think that is something that increase poverty and overpopulation. Yes. So, do you consider abortion should be legalized to all women and for any reason? yes, for rich women, for poor women, for the cases that I am exposing in this video, yes, because I think that it's something that it can happen to you, it can happen to me, even if you are responsible women with your sexual life. Even if you and your boyfriend take care of yourself when you are having sex, anything can happen. And the condom can be ripped, the birth control can fail, anything can happen. So yes, I think that for any reason you can be pregnant even if you are responsible. So yes, some people say that if you're a teenager and you get pregnant and you want to commit the abortion, they say that you need to you must have the baby as a punish. But I think a baby doesn't have to be a punish. It has to be a bless of God. It sounds funny, but I think a baby must be planned, must be wished, you know. So yes, I think that for any reason it can be it must be legalized. But I think that it doesn't have to be seen as a contraceptive method. No, you must have the right to commit an abort, but you don't need to see abort as a contraceptive method. It's not like you are going to have sex and not take care and don't use any protection because you know that abortion is legal. In that case, no. The next question is: do you consider a woman should be penalized if she has multiple abortions? I said that there are women who are constantly abused by her husbands, and there are indigenous women who are abused by members of her own family. So in that case, no. But like I said before, abortion doesn't have to be seen as a contraceptive method. So if you are a teenager, you need to have a birth control or use a condom. Take care of yourself when you are having sex, because you will not appeal to abortion just because you know it's legal. And the last question is: in your own opinion, do you consider commit abortion is a justifiable action? Yes. If you don't want to have the baby, or you are going to give birth of your baby and then you are going to give it up for adoption, I think it doesn't have to be like that. I think that you must have the right to decide about your body and what you want to do with your life. I think that abortion must be legal, but in the first 12 weeks of gestation. If you are in the 4th month of gestation and you you don't want to have the baby just because you are regretful, in that case, no.